Ah, national parks, the jewel of preservation and conservation. They are beacons of a timeless wonder held in suspension in the middle of a modern world. Yet, amidst their grandeur lies whispers that echo of people who wandered in, leaving no trace, never to be found again.
Where did they go?
What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review of Lovely, Dark, and Deep. I was supposed to watch this movie at the Toronto After Dark Film Festival. I was slammed. And there was Halloween and the holidays and everything was going on. It was a nuts time. So I am now finally able to talk to you about it because it just hit VOD a couple of days ago. So what is Lovely, Dark, and Deep all about anyway? Well, as you saw from the intro, obviously we're dealing with a national park of sorts. And this is a story about a park ranger who is new to being a park ranger, is going to be going out into the backcountry and going to be living out there to basically keep and protect the national forest. And as you start to follow this character, you start to realize that there is a storied past of a tragedy that occurred when she was just a young child that has led her to this point to become a ranger. Things start to blur as to what is reality and what isn't reality as she wanders the beautiful, majestic hills of the national park. Things start to get very weird. So I saw the trailer of this and I was instantly interested in wanting to watch this movie that looked like some sort of psychological thriller of some sort or psychological horror, which I love. Anybody going crazy or, like losing their reality. And this is one of those types of movies that if you're into that kind of thing, this could be a movie for you. However, this one might miss a few people because of a few things that it's done. Now, everything in this movie is done well. This movie is directed and written by Teresa Sutherland, who this is her first feature film, and she was actually one of the staff writers on Midnight Mass, which happens to be one of my favorite shows. So obviously there is some talent there, and man, does it look sharp. The stylistic camera angles and shots and sort of, letting the scene breathe as I talk about in movies like this, it's all there. However, the vibe that I was hoping to get from this film and that elated sort of vibey feeling where your chest starts to get tight and you're just kind of sitting on the edge of your seat largely felt missing from this movie for me. And I don't know if it's because of the material and maybe I didn't connect with it, but honestly, I was very interested in the concept of this film, what was really happening, because I wasn't really sure, that I went back and watched it again. I wanted to give this movie as much benefit as I possibly could because there are elements in this film that are actually very good. Now, one thing I will mention is Georgina Campbell, who stars in this movie as Lennon. She's the main character. She's a very troubled individual, and while I know that she's a great actress, I feel like she might have been written a little too stoic and a little too offish for me to get into or understand her situation. Now, eventually it does open up a little bit, but it feels a little too late in the movie to really kind of make me feel like for what the character's going through. She's very stoic. She barely says anything. She doesn't really talk to other people very much. Maybe there's a reason for that I'm still not aware of, because this is going to be one of those movies that kind of leaves you wondering what the hell is going on. We still don't know what happens to people who go into the national park. So this is a movie that sort of plays with that idea and sort of tries to make this sort of supernatural, weird, trippy, mind fuck of a movie. Doesn't seem to explain it all. And I'm fine with that in movies. Like, I like a little bit of mystery. Sometimes I like having a couple of questions at the end of my movie. So a lot of people, on the other hand, though, there's a lot of people that don't. I don't need everything spelled out for me because then it's more profound to me. It seems to be a movie that has some pretty decent ideas, but it didn't execute them flawlessly. There is obvious talent here. I mean, I can't state that enough. You know, everything is done pretty well, but the mystery kind of fell flat for me a little bit, and I wasn't really sure why the motives of some of these things were happening, and the motive of the main character. She seemed a little too off-putting for me to really kind of relate to her and her situation. You soon find out why that is in the movie, and they kind of explain it all to you, but like I said, it just feels a little too late. Now, there are some moments in the film where, you know, reality is blurring and you're kind of overlapping, like you're not really sure what's going on. And I love all that kind of stuff. I really do. I love movies that try to attempt that. That is like so amazing to me. But, you know, getting that vibe is not an easy thing. And there's a lot of elements at play. And I think somewhere in this movie, there was some elements that were kind of missing. And I'm not sure if it's just because of the story element or something more. So this is a really difficult review for me to do because there are things about it that I love and there's things that I just like and things that I just did not like. For one, I do like Georgina Campbell. I think she's a great actress, and I feel like her character was not very likable in this movie. There was another character in the movie that she kind of meets and works with who felt very natural, and maybe they were trying to make that distinction between her and the other world, but it didn't really kind of line up as to why. So it's like I said, it just kind of fell flat for me. And you know, every movie's made for a different reason. Maybe there's a deeper meaning to this than I'm aware of, and maybe the movie's just not made for me. Not every movie is for everyone. I think for sure it's a great stepping stone, and I hope Teresa does more in this vein. There's a lot of potential here that could be utilized a little bit better in some areas. But you know, again, I'm not the filmmaker. There was obviously an intention for everything that was done in this film. You don't make a movie without thinking these things through. This is an indie kind of film, and I wanted to like it a lot more than I did, but I still have to bow to it in a lot of areas. I just think that this isn't the movie necessarily that's going to launch everything for Teresa, but I would love to see her take on some more psychological stuff like this in the future, heady stuff like this. I think it's just not this particular movie. But yeah, I would give this movie probably like a 6 or a 6.5 out of 10. Clearly there's things there that I like and wanted to enjoy, but it did kind of bore me, and it took a long time to get to those moments. It's one of those movies that you could probably watch 3 times and still not fully get what's going on here, which, you know, obviously was intentional, and that may not be for everybody, so I'm just giving you fair warning. But yeah, but I would love to hear what you guys think of this movie. Have you seen the trailer? Have you seen the movie in the festivals? Have you rented it recently? It's out on VOD now for you to be able to rent on all your digital platforms. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think, and you know, thanks for coming by and spending your time with me. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me on this channel, and I hope to grow it to bigger levels that we can do even bigger, more interesting, fun things together. So thanks for coming by, and as always, long live the void.